Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for ScubaRadio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that ScubaRadio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for ScubaRadio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, also most downloaded scuba-themed podcast in the world. Go figure, because we've been doing it 26 years. So
Hell yeah.
we got a few years on everyone, and it is what it is. But, I'm very conflicted. Jimmy Buffett passed away, which is, he was research for ScubaRadio when we first started this show, believe it or not. Him and James Cameron.
Listening to Jimmy Buffett CDs?
Yeah, it was research. I mean, it was Jimmy Buffett and James Cameron basically were my inspiration. It was The Abyss, the movie that got me into diving. But it was, the Jimmy Buffett music. You hear it on all the dive boats and things. That would make you, get you psyched up on your surface interval and
you know where I always hear
dive.
You know where I always hear Jimmy Buffett music?
Where's that?
Gomez Hilton.
That's right. And that's why I'm conflicted, because we're going diving, so I'm very excited by the fact that we're heading down to the Gomez Hilton, doing some diving down in the Florida Keys this week. But
can we get
Jimmy
this show
Buffett
over with
away.
so we can get on with our road trip?
Well, okay. But
can we do
yeah.
it like twice the speed, and then we'll be out of here in an hour?
No,
Let's
we can't.
talk real fast.
No. We could just pop on a Jimmy Buffett CD and call it a day.
All right, there you go.
Probably be an upgrade, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
People
no.
probably rather hear that.
Yeah, but we can't do that for copyright reasons. So I guess we're stuck just doing the show, doing what we do every day. But
well, we'll have to have a toast to Mr. Buffett.
Maybe one or two or three, because
come Monday.
No, it'll be before Monday. Actually, Jerry the Diver Guy.
Come tonight.
Yes, actually,
we're starting right now.
Barry the Bugger already got out his pussers.
That's right.
He got some Pussers rum to celebrate or to
week,
salute.
Barry, I always stick up
Mr.
for you.
Buffett.
People call you a pusser, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, he's not.
He's
Cheers.
a pusher, is what he is. Yes. All right, so we got Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, even Scott the Scuba Magician with us today. Scott, how are you, buddy?
Is he really there, or is it an illusion?
Oh, that's a good point.
It could be an illusion, but
Yeah,
yes,
all right.
I'm here.
It's
I'm
a talking illusion. See?
Or is he
Hologram.
only half there?
Yeah, it could be. That's right. We only see his top half. The other half has been magically severed
Yes.
or something. I don't know. But, Scott, what about that? Jimmy Buffett, inspiration to you at all for diving, or what do you think?
Come on, that's the diving life, isn't
Right.
it? I
It
mean,
is.
Yeah. But I had to explain to my kids what a pop top was.
Exactly.
True.
So
Absolutely.
true. Yeah. I mean, but it goes hand in hand with diving. I mean, hearing a Buffett tune while you're setting up your gear, I mean, just kind of sets the mood, put you in the right mind space for scuba diving, for sure. So
Mind space.
yeah.
Is that
Isn't
like
it?
mindset?
It's a space, and there's a space that you go. Ask the illusionist.
Have you been eating some weird brownies today?
No.
He's just referencing that space between his ears, CJ.
Okay. See, Jerry, the Diver Guy, made it clear as mud. But anyway,
I knew what he
moving on. I know. What about Vinny Two Tanks? Vinny, Jimmy Buffett. Are you a fan of Buffett? Are you sad to hear him go?
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right. Well, don't sound so upbeat about it, but
I didn't know, Greg. I didn't know he was sick. Like, did they say how
Yeah, I guess.
Did anybody find out what happened?
Well, yeah, supposedly he's been ill for a few months, I guess.
Oh.
That's what it
Careful
said.
about
But they
what
haven't
you
said
show.
what it was.
Maybe.
76, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's not,
it's-
super old.
No,
Maybe
not at all.
maybe he finally found his lost salt shaker.
Well, it could be. Could be.
Sodium.
Right. But we got we got to tip the fins or dive mask to him because, like I said, he was Jimmy Buffett was definitely inspiration for me. And I always there were two people I've always wanted to get on this show, and one was James Cameron and one was Jimmy Buffett. But I never wanted to schedule them through their people. Because I know a lot of people that have worked with Buffett. I know a lot of people that work with James Cameron. The fact that, James Cameron looks like me and stole my look, that's a whole different issue. But
Oh, my God.
but I don't want to schedule the interviews. I wanted it to just happen organically, that we'd go out to like the Florida Keys. We'd go diving this week and we'd go into some tiki bar and, hey, there's Jimmy Buffett at a bar stool playing an impromptu set. Because that would happen back in the day. Now, he quit doing that years ago. But that's how I wanted it to happen. And unfortunately, that's never, going to happen now. But, in my heart, he'll always be there.
Well,
so there you
Greg, Parrot Head is an improvement from the other names that you maybe have been called that end in head.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what he's referencing there. Barry, what?
The world keeps turning, so maybe you ought to at least do that with Cameron before something else happens.
Well, once again, it has to happen organically. I don't want to schedule.
You want it to be fate.
Exactly. It's either written in the stars or it's not.
All right,
So
so
we'll see
basically
what
we have to start a writing campaign just to make you happy.
No.
Dear Mr. Cameron, Greg,
Don't
you
scare
really
him
wants
away,
to
Barry.
meet you. He really wants to meet you.
Hashtag on social media,
Yeah. No, I've exchanged an email with James Cameron back and forth.
And he said, never contact me again.
Wrong.
Blocked.
Hasn't he been to Dima show?
He has been to Beneath the Sea in New Jersey because he's
You
part
should
of the
have bumped
Explorers
into
Club.
him.
I've had people that have seen him at events, and I just didn't cross paths with
Just
him.
book it. You have to be aggressive.
But I had an
or you'll
email
never-
back and forth, and I emailed him. I said, hey, James, we'd love for you to come on Scuba Radio. I don't know if you know about it, but the fact of the matter is when I started this show, the Abyss inspired me to learn how to scuba dive. And so you could take credit for Scuba Radio or blame,
And
depending
I'm not
on
a stalker.
if you depending on your perspective. And he replied back, and he
Do
said,
you have any
I would love
outstanding
to.
warrants?
No, he said I would love to, but it was right after Avatar hit.
Oh,
So he was a
okay.
little
So he's
busy. He goes,
Yeah.
I'm a little busy right now. When the time is right, sure,
Hey,
we'll make it happen.
That's not a no.
It was
So
not
now
a
reach
no.
out again.
Well, but once again, I want it to
I'll
happen.
do it if you won't.
All right, you
Or
do
it
it.
Give me his
I don't
email.
care. Yeah.
Or is a polite way of saying go screw yourself.
Well, that's one way to say it.
Greg's
Yeah.
too nervous to ask you. But would you mind?
Oh,
Wait.
he's
on
been
the
a
show.
fan of yours since the beginning.
Is
Right.
Greg getting starstruck like Barry?
I think so.
Big
I
time.
What
think
are you
we
talking
now know
about?
it. Yeah.
No, I am
He's
not.
sweating.
No,
There's a little
yeah.
bit of perspiration on his.
Are you blushing,
What are you
Greg?
talking about?
Yes.
Why?
I've never seen you that red before.
What?
It feels
Usually
like fifth
pasty
grade.
white.
You guys are ridiculous. I am not
Cameron
starstruck.
make your liver quiver.
I am. I just admire his work, and it's the truth.
You're like
I
Jerry
mean-
the diver guy at a gentleman's club.
But we also want to see his special edition Rolex that he has. I'd like to see that.
Okay. All right. Well, then maybe we can make that happen someday. But I think it should happen organically. We got to just happen to be at the right place,
Organically.
right time.
Dude,
Yeah.
Chicken poop.
dude,
we just
that'll
happen to
never
be,
happen.
on the set of Avatar 3.
Now
or
watch us run
something.
into him this weekend.
Wouldn't that be great?
It
Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me if Walt knew him and he just dropped by Walt's house.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
probably,
I'd be like,
chances
holy
are.
crap.
I mean, who doesn't pop over to the Gomez
you never
Hilton
know.
every now and then? Yeah, we got to get to that because we're diving, and we got Dr. Doug Ebersol with us. We got a lot of stuff to cover, including schooling sand tiger sharks off of North Carolina. That's coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula! You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, no, Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
If you want to be a member of the Scuba Squad, you have to be smart.
I could be in the Scuba Squad?
Well, sure. All you have to do is work hard. And don't tell a soul about the Scuba Squad, because then everybody's going to want to join.
I woke up this morning with a big old smile. And I've been thinking it might stay with me a while. Today is all about the things I love to do. One of them is spending time down in the blue. Gonna pack up all our scuba gear, find a spot where the water's clear. Call up all my diving friends. Plan is getting wet, let's see who's in. Man, it feels so good to be alive. I just wanna die. I just wanna die.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. That's not Jimmy Buffett, it's the Scuba Cowboy. But, Jimmy kind of blazed the trail or, created the dive plan for the Scuba Cowboy to follow. And he's going to take that mantle and run with it.
That song also doubles as a post-hangover song, I Just Want to Die.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, there's that.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, see? Yeah, Vinny Two Tanks, he's like, all right. See, multitasking.
You're welcome.
Dual purpose song. I didn't think of that, but I get it, GJ. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets it. He's probably the only one, but that's fine.
Hey, I'll take it.
Dr. Doug Ebersol with us, as well as Casey the Tobacco Nut, who wanted to chime in with something. Hold on, Dr. Doug. Did you have something, Casey? Or
I was going to say, if Vinny gets it, the world gets it.
The world gets it.
Thank you.
Okay, so he had nothing to add. So, Dr. Doug, let me go to you. And I apologize.
That wasn't nothing.
No, it wasn't. I
something.
Thought it was better than like a guttural groan or something. Which is, what we get out of Casey sometimes. But we're glad to have him.
Sometimes
aboard.
well-deserved. Sometimes,
but most of the time it's just some kind of bodily function.
Can I mention his
heard.
sweet hat?
Yeah, it is a pretty sweet hat. You can see this on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. It's kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's a salute to the scuba cowboy because it's a cowboy hat with a Scuba Radio logo on the front. What do you think? Is that what it is, Casey? A little tip of the hat?
That beachy, Buffett kind of Margaritaville.
Okay, all right. So he's, doing props.
Oh, he's having a margarita.
No, I just held up a glass of milk is what I saw.
No one else around here does props.
Right.
Except Vinny. Vinny's got props.
Okay. And Barry raised his hand. What do you got, Barry?
I sent you the contact information you need so you can go contact.
I just told you I'm not going to do that. It has to happen organically.
I sent it to you. Organically? Okay, so then I'll just send it to everyone else, and they'll contact him for you.
Okay, so...
Shut up, Barry!
No, it doesn't work like that. It's, shut up, Barry!
Oh, my gosh.
Please kill me now.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Kristen's not even here, but she's here in spirit. There you go. All right. Dr. Doug Ebersol, welcome, and I apologize. But what about Buffett for you, Dr. Doug? You figure he's kind of like the soundtrack for divers, listening to some Buffett music before you go out on a dive or on the surface interval. You're feeling me on that, right? Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Doug, are you one of those doctors that cranks music in the operating room?
Oh, yeah. What about that?
I was thinking about that. I don't necessarily crank it in procedure, but yeah, there's the cath lab stuff usually have music playing. We usually let the patient in the cath lab, they're usually awake, so
yeah,
the patients choose the music,
the tunage.
Okay,
all right.
And if they're not choosing, then the techs usually choose. I'd say I'm open to anything other than rap. I don't want to hear rap, but other than that, I'm fine.
So, how many patients come in and request
death metal? Is that what you said?
Yeah, not too many. We do have several songs that are on the top 10 you don't want to have come on the radio if you're in the cath lab. Things like Funeral for a Friend or
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do you have to be awake when you have catheterization?
It's usually a conscious sedation, so people are a little bit groggy. It's anywhere from some people like to be awake to about as asleep as you'd be for a colonoscopy, so you're kind of out of it, but not really under temperature.
Right. Depends on where that catheter goes.
So if I had to go for that one day, I'd prefer the colonoscopy end of it, as far as drugs are concerned. Thank you.
It's
thanks
not
for
the same,
clarifying.
Barry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just so you know, Barry, they're two separate surgeries, okay?
No, I know that. I just want to be as drugged out as when someone else. My daughter's going into cath lab now to work there, and she told me you're awake during this, and I go, that ain't happening.
Shut up,
Yeah, most
Barry.
most people are arousable, but we give them enough medicine that they don't really remember much of it anyway.
Good.
Anyway,
Barry.
Oh, golly, you guys.
Would you record everyone doing that?
Shut up, Barry.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, anyway, Dr. Doug, good to have you with us today. And have you been diving lately? I got to get that. Where you been? Well, exactly. You're always. I texted him. I said, "Hey, we're going down to the Keys. You want to join us?" And I figured he already had plans. It's Labor Day weekend, but
I would love to otherwise. But we have family coming over for the holiday. But I don't remember the last time I was on, but we had a family trip to Dominican Republic. We did a little bit of diving there. The Dive Talk guys had a meetup in Cozumel. We had 140 divers there for a week back in July.
So a couple.
Yeah,
just a few. And then I've been doing a lot of just cave training, teaching. And then last week I finally had just some, fun dives in West Palm Beach. So that was kind of fun. Just kind of go down and met a friend and kind of went diving down there for the weekend.
Yeah. What was the water temp in West Palm? Do you remember?
86.
That's what we had in Turks and Caicos. Scott, the scuba magician, with me right now too, and we were in Turks and Caicos, and I had one dive that hit 87, and I was like, wow.
No. It was cooler than that. That was just that one point in time where that yellow cloud.
No, that's right. I was swimming behind Kristen, I think, at the time. But Jerry the diver guy, what you got water temp issues or what?
No, I got a spring question for Dr. Doug.
Okay.
What's that?
So I seen something the other day that a spring, one of the springs had formed a sinkhole.
A sinkhole?
Yeah, a sinkhole formed in it.
I don't know about that. There was the Devil's Eye entrance to Ginny Springs had a collapse behind the sign, but didn't really make any real impact. But if you've been there a lot, you can tell it looks different. That's the only thing I've heard of that's collapsed recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to figure out which one it was.
Let me know. I haven't heard it. I'm not saying that I haven't heard that.
It's one of them. Some sinkhole formed in the bottom of it, and it screwed it up big time, I reckon.
Okay.
Oh, really? Yeah, we doubt it.
All right. Sinkhole. Just to clarify what Jerry said.
Sinkhole.
Yeah.
I thought he said stinkhole.
No. You were thinking of a streetwalker that was performing, services out on OBT here in Orlando. No, that's a different type of hole. It was not. We're talking about sinkholes. We have those in Florida too. All right, we're going to talk about diving with sand tiger sharks next. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Jackie and Peter are fun. They go to concerts. They are both getting their scuba licenses.
Don't like scuba people. I'm a dry land guy.
I know how you feel about fish people.
No, fish people are the worst, okay?
I think you should give it to me. Scuba, scuba.
What?
Scuba boy, won't you take me there too?
You know, baby.
Scuba boy, won't you take me there too?
That was a party.
Scuba boy, won't you take me there too?
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving, and I guess fish too. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. We're going diving down in the Florida Keys. You'll hear all about it next week, including a stop at the Gomez Hilton to check in with Captain Walt Martini, Gomez, Julio, Neil Watson, even Stuart Cove might be joining us as well. And then we're going to do some diving with Captain Slate, I believe, and a couple other operators down there in the History of Diving Museum. You'll want to tune in next week for that extravagant 2-hour radio spectacular is what we say in the biz.
Wow.
Yeah. How about that?
Not $1.56.
Nope.
Two straight hours.
2-hour radio spectacular.
Crap extravaganza.
Well, no, that's Christmas time. This is just a 2-hour.
Oh, you can only do that at Christmas?
No, yeah.
Well, let me be the first to say, suck it, losers.
Right.
For those of you that
and that
won't
would be the
joining us.
entire Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, made up of Jerry the Diver Guy, Casey the Tobacco Nut, Vinny Two Tanks, Barry the Bugger might join us for a little bit. Who knows? He might pop
I'm going
up.
to join you for a little bit.
Okay. Well,
So that just
it.
means he's going to come over to Waltz. And
If I can get a ticket, I'll fly out and go with you guys.
No, you are not allowed.
I'd be there, but I've got another half a garage full of mud to hose out.
Okay. He got whacked by the hurricane.
Oh.
That's right.
Well, I was planning on going, but
yeah.
priorities.
Well, your loss, our win. But no, Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did.
No.
I think you did.
Sorry, I kid. And look, Vinny, you're welcome to
No,
come
he doesn't.
out. Well, Vinny can come out. He can fly out from the left coast if he wants as
I
well.
bet I could catch a flight. When
He
this-
gets out his
it's
private-
next week, right?
Yeah, we're
It's-
tonight.
Day early.
Tomorrow.
Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a little.
Oh, you can't do that.
Hello.
It's over.
Vinny, too
All right,
darn
you
it.
gotta-
Daggone it.
Gotta mark
Well,
that.
you know,
Ship shape.
Here I thought we were going to get out right on
Oh,
time.
He has to mark everything.
Oh, boy.
Haven't used that dump button.
Quiet.
in
Just that's
years.
enough. Moving on. Scott, the scuba magician, is out there on the left coast. You're welcome to come out, but I imagine you have gigs, right?
Oh, we're going camping up into the redwoods this next week.
Oh,
So-
wow. That sounds fun. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. All right. But Scott did teach us some magic that we could perform underwater. I actually, Scott wasn't here last week, but I stumped the crew.
I want to see a trick then.
Oh, I showed you the spring trick. I did
No,
the
no,
spring thing.
underwater when we get
The
down.
spring trick was not about making the ceiling collapse.
Well, no, but I was just showing, I was trying to illustrate how intelligent and a genius I am that I can do this, and CJ couldn't
humble.
do it.
I
So-
did do it. What are you talking about?
No, you didn't do it. You
Go watch the video.
I did watch it.
I
and
got
you
it
cheated.
off.
You got it off, but you had to put it back on. You couldn't do that.
Yeah, I did.
So
you
right
get
now you get this ring does not come
You are
off
a
of
liar.
the spring. But if I go magic dimmer, oh, it came off.
Yeah, you
It's
broke
Broken now.
Where'd it go? Did you see where it flew off there, CJ? Where'd it go?
I didn't see it.
Find it. Find the ring.
You know, your skill makes me question my career.
Well, I'm
That's
sorry.
not
Anyway,
the first time he's heard that phrase.
yeah. Well, I also I learned magic from Scott, but maybe actually, you know what? I learned magic from the fish because obviously he doesn't want to take credit for my magic skills, right? And
Manipulation,
right now you
I
can
think
see
is
this
the
on
word.
Facebook, but look, you see my hands on Facebook Live and everything, and then ching, bam! Look at that.
No offense to
Well
Scott,
done.
but it's better to
Well
watch
done.
Greg do it.
That's
He's
right.
funny.
See, look at that. I got a magic wand in my hand now. That's what that is. Or, as like what we like to say on Scuba Radio, an instant lobster tickle stick. Oh, yeah, that's what that is. We could go lobstering in the Keys here over the next
That
couple
a
days.
magic wand, or are you just glad the scuba squad's
Quiet.
here?
That's enough. But anyway, I learned magic. So I stumped the chumps here, the Scuba Radio Scuba, including CJ, and maybe I'll take some of that magic down to Florida Keys and maybe I'll magically catch some lobster. I don't know. Are you going to get a license so we can do that, CJ? or
No, I'm not gonna. I don't care.
So maybe we won't. I don't know. We may not do
I mean,
lobstering. on
you
this.
can. I don't mind.
Well, I would have to get a updated license too. So we'll see. But we'll talk more about that next week.
You can do that online. You know that.
Yeah, thanks, Barry.
Right. Thanks,
All
Barry.
right.
You know what we are going to talk about though is these sand tiger sharks. Did you see this video that our buddy?
Yeah, like a bunch of people sent it to me.
Yeah, I sent it out to the crew before the show, and everybody was like impressed as well as I.
Now,
It was schooling.
Chris, our friend Chris,
Sand
shot
tiger.
that.
I thought there was black tip sharks.
No, they were sand tigers off the coast of North Carolina. And Jerry the diver guy saw the video before any of us.
Yeah, how did he? Get
I don't know, but he's
That's a
like,
scoop.
he's like, hey, I've already seen this.
Facebook oriented.
Yeah,
I'm special.
He's like a stringer.
Yeah, you're special.
He's a stringer
You need
for
to
like
come
a
down
news
to La
organization.
Jolla with me and do the leopard sharks. That's leopard shark season. They're out there every single day.
Oh,
yeah, just hundreds of them schooling.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I'm sure that is saying, but I don't think it's common to have the sand tiger schooling like this video shows that
So
Chris
is it-
had.
I've never seen that many. I've never seen that many there at one
Yeah.
time.
All right, so
I
it's
mean, I've
basically
seen 30, 35 of them.
Yeah, but not schooling like this.
Not
Yeah, this
nothing like
video is
that.
pretty impressive that he sent us.
so there were one of two things: mating or eating. So
Uh,
was there a food source? I mean, what do they eat?
Well, Chris was
Well-
there, so
He wasn't.
might
He
have
wasn't
been-
lunch.
No, I don't know. He did come back, so
he sent the video.
Maybe it was his buddy. I don't know what was going on, but they seemed very calm, but they were schooling. I had never seen them schooling like that before off the coast of North Carolina.
They maybe
the
get ready
wrecks.
to leave out.
They what?
When the water starts getting cooler, they'll start moving out.
Well, I'm sure, but do they school like this? Typically, they usually just gather around the wrecks, I believe, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, the most I've ever seen around the wrecks down there is probably 30, 35. But
Yeah.
I've never seen them school like that in the water column.
Right. Yeah. Would you feel
I've
all?
seen 4 or 5 of them in the water column.
I don't know if I'd feel
time.
totally comfortable in that scenario when I'd see
They'll
them.
come straight at you, and you don't even move, and they'll just move out of the way and just go around you.
Well, you hope so, but they got.
That's so they can sneak up from behind.
Well, maybe. Dr. Doug, have you done that dive off of North Carolina with the Sand Tigers? I mean, I know you've been all over. Yeah, but have you ever seen them schooling like that? Like this
I haven't
video?
seen the video, but yeah, they're just isolated around the wreck
Right.
when you're 30, 40, whatever. But I didn't see the video, but I've not seen them schooling. No.
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
seen
this
them
looks
for you,
like a spawning kind of thing, or they're probably getting their freak on, or doing something like that, because that's usually what happens when the sharks are schooling. It's some kind of mating ritual, like they're out there, looking for their better
So
half
it's like
or
a
something.
giant orgy.
Maybe it's a shark orgy, and
What?
what?
What orgy?
A shark orgy.
Oh.
I'll send them to you, Doug.
Yeah.
I thought you said short.
Yeah, just be careful.
Shart.
No, we covered that earlier. Let's just not go there anymore. But I don't know. What you guys think twice about, diving in a big school of sand tigers? I mean, they got those teeth. They got those teeth from like divers in London or something. You know
That'd be
what I mean?
awesome to see. I'd be
Yeah, they're intimidating looking a little. I don't know. They are. They almost look a little great whitish. But I don't know. Pretty cool. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, this is Donna from the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. You are listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Have you ever seen this guy dance to the Junkanoo music? Unfortunately, you can't unsee it. Luckily for you, it is radio. So count your blessings and keep listening to Greg the Dive Master and the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. I can do quite a Junkanoo. And one of these days, maybe it'll be at DEMA, New Orleans this year. We may have a Junkanoo happy hour party competition with the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad and have everybody Junkanoo and decide who is the best Junkanooist. What do you think? That'd be something you can't unsee. Very memorable competition. What do you, CJ?
I have no chance at that.
What do you mean?
At winning that.
Why?
I can't dance at all.
Oh, come on. You can tap your toes and.
Yeah, but that's not a Junkanoo makes.
Junkanoo is what you do. It's just what you do.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Wordsmith.
I mean, you let the music move you. That's all it is. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. I mean, just think of it. Barry, Jerry, Casey, Vinny Two Tanks. We line them up
I'll
there.
I'll be there judging, Greg.
We line them up there in the Bahamas Isle for happy hour at the DEMA show and have a Junkanoo dance-off.
Scare away every single person in the aisle.
Oh, no. We'll have free beer. So we'll pay. We'll pay off.
They'll show up. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll pay off
not free
everybody
beer, Greg.
for
Free rum
hollering.
punch.
tolerating.
Greg, you
this
pulled out
nonsense.
you bust those moves you did just now, and
Yeah.
it's a lock.
Well, hey, I think I don't think I have more experience than any of you, so I don't think it's fair for me to compete.
Is that move called the dorky white guy?
Yeah, yeah, nailed it, didn't I? Yep, thank you. All right. Anyway,
I'm handcuffed. I'm
Yeah.
handcuffed. I'm handcuffed.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to go to Scott because he has schooling. What kind of sharks off the left coast? You have the leopard sharks, like they have the sand tigers. So where is that exactly?
That's in La Jolla.
La Jolla.
That's
Okay.
on La Jolla shores.
All
It's
right.
shallow.
So you do it. It's like a beach dive off of La Jolla
With
shore.
not even a dive. You snorkel if you really want to see them because they,
Really?
they don't like the open circuit. They
spooks them.
The bubbles scare them away. But if
Okay.
you're willing to just kind of hang out and surface snorkel, it's amazing.
Yeah, but how big are they? They're not. They don't get that
They're
big.
juveniles.
Right. Yeah, these sand tigers in this video, I mean, they look like a good 10, 12 feet long. And, the sand tigers have that kind of menacing, great white kind of snout. They kind of pointy. And then they got the
they call
jagged
'em-
teeth.
They
and
call
everything.
them ragged tooth, Greg. Ragged
yeah,
tooth
Greg.
sand tiger.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for
welcome.
that. But they're intimidating looking because they have those ragged tooths. They got those ragged tooths. They're kind of intimidating looking. Wouldn't you say, Jerry? You've dove with them. They kind of look menacing, even though
They
they're
are intimidating.
You never hear of sand tigers bothering the divers at all. They seem to be very docile. Don't seem to be concerned with us whatsoever, which is fine.
Which is
Well,
good.
now,
But
you
say anything
could have
that
night
big.
dived on 'em,
Well, once again, they look
they're a
spooky.
different story.
Well, they don't act any different, do they?
Oh, yes, they do.
How so? What do they do?
Feeding time for them. And
Yeah.
they do. You can tell a difference in them.
You can tell a difference. Like,
Yes.
wait, Dr. Doug, have you done a night dive with them before? Or
I've
no?
not, but I've heard the same thing. It's like lots of sharks get near dusk.
Yeah.
They get a little more aggressive. We had that. The first time we tried to do night tiger sharks in the Bahamas, the first night we did it a little bit too close to sunset, and
They got a
us
little
out of the
anxious.
water.
But see,
Yeah,
now the species that's way different. A sand
no,
tiger and a regular tiger shark is like night and day. But I
agree.
even though I have never dove with sand tigers, I've seen all the videos and stuff. But everything I've seen, they act very docile.
We
or
gotta
they're
book
not
that.
remotely
Well,
close.
Greg, I begged you to come up here and do it.
Well, right, which explains why I didn't go.
No, we need to book that for next year, Greg. Seriously.
Yeah, the sand tiger. The only problem that we've had with that is going out of Morehead City is, it's a long boat ride, so
It is a haul.
probably close to half the time you frequently get blown out. So
Right.
you go for a week, you may get 3-4 days in. Probably the rest of the time you'll probably get blown out.
Yeah. Well, that schooling video of sand tigers that Chris sent us, Chris Finley, by the way, has a dive operation up there in Virginia. I mean, I think it's a very rare occurrence because he texted me the video and said, "Suck it, loser."
Yeah.
Which I was like, well deserved, and I
But if you
deserve
hit,
that.
if you hit that dive right, like Jerry will tell you, if you hit that dive right, they're amazing. There'll be all kinds of sand tigers all over the place, and they're very docile. They're kind of hanging out in the wreck.
Right.
We had them. There's a Olympus runs a hang bar for your safety stop, and we're hanging off the hang bar, and they're swimming over us through the hang bar.
Yeah, oh,
with
really?
people. So,
Yeah, and once again, these are big animals. That's what I'm saying. It's a little intimidating, even though they are very docile, have no, reputation for bothering the divers. They don't seem shy of the divers either.
Now that's on my bucket list.
Yeah. Okay.
And to top it off, Greg, how many times do you get to go dive on a Nazi submarine?
I've never done that before.
That'd be cool.
They have that. They have
Yes,
that
they
there
do.
too. Okay.
How deep?
I think it's about 110, 120 foot. It's a deep
Yeah.
dive.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's a short dive then.
How cold? Yeah. Well, right now maybe
I mean,
86. I don't know.
Right now is the warmest time of the year to do it.
Yeah.
All right, next
I mean,
summer we need to
You're
go.
up in the upper 70s.
Yeah.
Ooh, like a spring.
No, it's warmer than the springs.
Okay. So upper 70s, like 78,
not bad.
79,
Yeah,
something
78,
like that.
79.
Yeah, Turks and Caicos, 86 degrees. I wonder what it's doing off of North Carolina right now. Maybe that's why they're schooling. Maybe it's a little warmer there,
Probably
even in
is
North
warm
Carolina.
still, yeah.
Yeah.
86 is almost too warm.
It was. I was diving in board shorts and a rash guard, and I
It was
actually
warm.
I was like, gosh, I feel like I'm kind of hot. I looked at my computer, and it said 86. I'm like, wow, okay,
It's warm.
that's a little warm. I mean, I prefer more like 82, 83
Yeah.
tops.
Above
But
80 though. A little bit. Yeah, I like it.
It was.
Like 82.
I will
Yeah.
say the 86 degree temp on our night dives, and Scott will back me up, was perfect.
Oh, I bet that was nice.
Yeah, that was really. That made for some great night diving in the Turks and Caicos.
Well, the bloodworms certainly liked my ultraviolet light.
That's
that I
right. He
playing
was
with.
doing the nighttime special light.
I've always
system.
felt on that boat the night dives were the best.
They are. They're amazing.
You skipped way too many of them when you were with me, but I'm telling you, they were the best.
The dawn dive. The very last day we got to go out.
That's awesome.
In
Yeah.
the dark,
Mhm.
and the sun comes up. That was
magical. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he
Oh,
got
yeah,
some
yeah.
amazing photos. Scott did. I just glanced at him. He just shared a library of photos he shot on the night dives, and we're going to try to get those up at ScubaRadio.com.
When are we going to see that video?
Well, I was as I said last week, I'm still behind schedule because we got struck by lightning.
Okay, well, you have an excuse.
Yes, it was an act of God this time, so it's going to take a while for me to get through it. I did get them, all the video files copied off, but it's going to take me some time to get the editing done and everything because we want it to look good. But yeah, we'll get them up there. It'll be good stuff.
It's only been like a month.
No, it's only been a couple weeks. Don't add more
I've
time.
been posting the magic videos on my social media.
Yeah,
you know?
see?
I got to follow that.
And
I did see one of those.
Right. It was magic. And I just shared it with you in person. You had live magic. You're welcome. You're welcome, Dive Buddy.
I don't care about that.
All right, we're going to talk more about diving in the Florida Keys. We're going to check in with Captain Slate. Also, Portugal. You ever been there? We'll talk about diving there. In hour 2, we're the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
On the boat or down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ in the studio with me. We're going diving into the Florida Keys. You'll hear all about it next week. And it's going to be quite an event because we're going to be hanging out with Cap Slate, our friends at the History of Diving Museum. Neil Watson's going to be along for the ride. Cap Multi Martini, Gomez, Julio, the whole gang is probably going to show up. So we're going to have quite the time. You can tune in and check out the festivities as we bring you along with the show next week. Now, this week, however, we have the ScubaRadio Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Casey the Tobacco Nut, Scott Tokar, one of the scuba magicians, Dr. Doug Ebersol with us as well. And if that weren't enough, and it never is, we've connected with Portugal, Dive Portugal, and our buddy Arlindo, who's behind the Diving Talks event happening in October. Arlindo, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me here again.
Absolutely. I got to ask right out of the box, Jimmy Buffett passed away, yesterday. As he is a big a deal in Portugal as he is here in the States. If you know who Jimmy Buffett is, or is that a name you don't recognize?
No, it's not. It's not a name we don't recognize it.
Really? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Margaritaville.
Yeah, those don't ring a bell? Or are you just yanking my chain?
Son of a sailor.
You never heard any of those songs? Wow.
Not at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we come to Portugal someday, we're going to have to bring some Buffett music along to set the mood and spread the gospel accordingly. But how are things coming along with the dive event in October? First off, let's talk about that. How's it coming?
Yeah, we are getting there. So it's going to be 6 to 8 in Lisbon. It's the first time we are doing this in the capital city of Portugal.
Right.
And so far everything is going smoothly, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful show.
Well, there you go.
The third edition is going to be great. Yeah.
I have no doubt. They do a lot of online elements to this event as well. So even if you can't get to Portugal and be a part of the event, by the way, it's what, portugaldive.com or Diving Talks. What is the website for the event? Let's make sure we get it out there for everyone.
Yeah, the website is divingtalks.com.
Divingtalks.com. There you go. But, they put a lot of the speakers that they have at the event, they film it and the whole thing, and they put it up so you can watch it on demand and participate, even if you are not fortunate enough to be there in person. So, and they have some very interesting panel discussions that affect diving and the industry around the world and all that kind of thing. It should be a panel like, should Buffett music be required during every surface interval? I think that should be a panel that you consider adding, but I digress there, Arlindo. So let's talk about the diving in your neck of the woods once again. So Lisbon is where the event is. So the nearest diving to Lisbon is where? Because is that Lisbon even on the coast? I don't know. I assume it's close. But is it or not?
No, it's in the not in the coast because there's a river.
Yeah,
and it ends up in the ocean.
Okay, gotcha.
The closest location, it's I would say it's Zimbra, 40 minutes south from Lisbon.
Okay, so that's not far. So you hop in a car, go out to the coast, and go dive there and see things from do they have schooling sand tiger sharks? Or they got big animals, anything like that we've been talking about today on the show, or what do you think?
No. If you want to dive sharks, you have to go to the Azores. In the Azores, you have the mako sharks, you have Galapagos, you have blue sharks, a lot of diving with blue sharks over there. But mainland Portugal, we have smaller creatures, not the big ones.
Yeah, but the Azores are not that far. Are they? Is that a liveaboard boat you have to go, or just a few hours on a dive boat to get there? How far is it?
The Azores, you need to fly maybe 2.5 hours.
Oh, it's that far. Okay. All right. Well, I guess it is. I was thinking
5 hours flying from the States, 5 hours from there.
Oh, okay. But no, from Portugal, though. So you still have to fly there from Portugal to get there. Okay. Yeah, but then there's no liveaboard vessels that leave from Portugal and go out there to that part of the world, I guess, or no?
No, we have a liveaboard in the Azores.
Oh, okay.
It sails around those islands.
I gotcha. Okay. But that's where you have the big old, Like, what'd you say? What was it? Greenland sharks? What kind of big animals?
No, mainly blue sharks.
Blue
micro
sharks, okay.
Yeah, some hammerheads. If you are lucky, you can spot them.
Yeah.
And of course, you have incredible diving with mobulas, with manta rays.
Yeah.
And of course, with whale sharks.
Got it.
The main attraction.
What's your favorite? Do you have one? Like a critter you'd like to go see? Which one?
Now, my favorite is for sure the way the manta rays fly in the water is really, really incredible.
It is. The moblias are quite impressive too. They're not quite as big as the mantas, but when I saw those the moblias in the Galapagos, I was blown away because they jump out of the water quite often. Does that happen there as well, or they're jumping up out of the water?
I've never seen one jumping out of the water, but they swim really, really on top of, really, really, really close to the surface.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see the tips
Right.
of their wings.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Yeah. They'll just be like cruising along the top water, but they were literally jumping up out of the water when we were there. I don't know if there was something going on or something was chasing them or not, but these are fairly good sized animals too, and they're jumping up and getting air. And, one of the dive masters said in the Galapagos that they were trying to shed their parasites, which is what Barry does when he gets up, to the surface.
He jumps out of the water.
He tries to, jerk his head out real quick. What are you doing, man? Are you spy hopping like a sperm whale or something?
No, I'm shedding my parasites.
Yeah, shedding his
It's important to do after every dive.
I guess. I think it's a personal issue, but anyway. All right, so yeah, Moblia, I'm right there with you. I don't even know how do you tell the difference between a Moblia and a manta, other than because the mantas are way bigger, but they look very similar, right? You think?
Yeah, they are. They look. Yeah, but the rays that we have here, they are greenish on top.
Yeah.
And they have a particular pattern of spots on their bellies. So I would say that would
sounds like Barry once again. Weird, really weird. I'm just pointing out the obvious. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but as far as the diving right around Portugal, you're talking about the Azores for those Moblias, right? Or do they have those around Portugal too?
No. As I told you, so in Portugal, mainland Portugal, what we see, usually we say that what you see in the water is what you have on your plate when you eat fish.
Ah.
So you have many different species, a lot of fish, because we've been growing different marine reserves around the territory. So it's very, very easy to spot. And in one dive, in one spot, in one dive, you can see 20 different species of fish, and you have a lot of fish to follow you in the water.
Okay. A lot of color too. They're pretty colorful, like tropical kind of things, or are they more like silvery, more like freshwater kind of looking type of fish. Yeah.
Water is colder around here.
Water's colder, and that might make them tastier too. I don't know. That's a very possibility. Very good possibility. All right. Well, PortugalDive.com. Arlindo runs that website. Tell you all about the diving around there. And, of course, DivingTalks.com. Got the big event in October. We got more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures Adventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explore Adventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit exploreadventures.com. That's exploreadventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
These people sound like they're yodeling underwater.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ, in the studio with me. Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web. Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Casey the Tobacco Nut. We have a scuba magician, Scott Tokar. Check him out, scotttokar.com. Dr. Doug Ebersol, he's basically our medical professional on standby, because with this crew, we definitely need the assistance. And then Orlando's still hanging with us from Portugal. So there you go. We got a full crew.
International.
Yeah. Very worldly today. And how would you like to go on a cruise for 3 years, live on a cruise ship, and dive around the world?
Okay. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, see? I mean, Vinny Two Tanks, he's kind of like semi-retired. He could do a thing like that. But the Life at Sea cruises, it's not like a massive cruise ship, but it's a fairly, it's like a miniature type cruise thing where you can literally stay on the boat for 3 years. It's going to traverse the planet. And they've announced the first of its kind underwater adventure in partnership with the Dive Place and Scuba Diving International, SDI, where the residents will be visiting 140 countries and in about 1,100 days on board the company's 3-year world cruise. So what do you say?
I should go.
I think you should go.
I should.
Vinny Two Tanks could be. I mean, you'd live on a cruise ship.
For 3 years? Are you kidding me? Devoted to diving? Like
Yeah.
this show? Like this show's devoted to scuba? Come on.
That's right.
Who wouldn't?
I mean,
that kind of rhymes together. We should promote. You should promote them.
Well, I mean, I just did. I think. Vinny could go on there, and I'm sure they got internet. He could report in from.
Imagine that, a 3-year trip, and diving is the main hobby.
Every place they go to has water because they got to get there via water. So they're going to have diving all over the place. So it's a unique idea, living on a cruise ship, as your base,
but with
base of
divers in
operation.
mind, finding sites where they can go when they're
Well,
when they get places.
I mean, you could actually,
That's that's pretty nice.
They're going to do continuing education options, all kinds of stuff on board. So Vinny's in. Anyone else? What do you think, Casey? Would that be your deal?
Yeah, I'd
Arlindo's
like that.
saying
That'd
yes.
be pretty good. What is there a base price to all this?
I didn't get to the price yet. They don't share that on the press release.
It ain't gonna be cheap.
I'd like to start saving now.
Yeah, if you have to ask, it costs too much.
Well,
3
you know
years
what?
is a long time.
No, you'd be surprised. I've actually looked at these before because my folks used to do these real long cruise things and cruises around the world. They're not nearly as expensive as you may think. I mean, they're
How
not
long
cheap.
did they go? They didn't go 3 years.
Well, if you break it down by per day kind of thing, you can get it downwards of like, $50, $75 a day. So if you looked at it that way, this one's, I think they said 1,095 days. So do the math. Barry, quick. Let's say
am.
round it up, for $100 a day. So you're looking at what?
109,500. It's cheaper than buying a house.
Right. That's 3 years. That's basically, rent 3 years. That's your food. And, I mean, you might have some other expenses, but I bet you don't have that much. And that's probably not out of the ballpark. I bet you it's right around that.
And they schedule all the diving and everything.
Well, I don't know.
Right?
$1,000.
What? Say it again, Scott. What did you say?
Each tank fill is like $1,000 or something.
No. I mean,
air's not included.
No. Once again, I've priced these things out because they do these world cruises on some of the other major airline or cruise lines, and it comes out to about that. When you look at it, especially the longer it is, because obviously it has to make some kind of financial sense to consider doing it, let alone if you have that much time available to live on a boat like that. But I think it might, you might have an inside cabin with that. I don't know. I mean, but I would guess about that, about $100 a day, would probably be in the ballpark. But I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe Barry, check into it. You're the numbers guy. Get out your abacus.
I just gave you the numbers.
Well, I gave you the numbers, and then you figured them out, but you could actually track it down.
Oh, you want me to call them and see how much it costs?
Yes.
Okay.
After
I call Cameron.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
What about that? I mean, would you go if you could? If you had the time?
If I could, that would be one thing. But
yeah. Well, that would be kind of like
why
a bucket
not?
list.
You just close everything down, take the food out of the fridge, turn off your power, and go away for 3 years.
Right. Go away. It'd be like a prison at sea.
That's exactly what we could say.
Yes,
shut up. You just say, "Go away, Barry."
Oh,
no, it doesn't sound as good.
Squatters then.
Well, that could be. That could be. All right. Well, it sounds like.
Where's Daddy? He's on a 5 to 7 year cruise.
Right.
There's people that figure that stuff out.
No.
Yeah. But CJ, you even raised your hand. You'd be down for that.
Oh, hell yeah. That'd be awesome.
That would be kind of neat, wouldn't it? I don't know. I mean,
is there entertainment? I mean,
of course.
I'm trying to see it looks like a good sized boat.
I mean, when you get, exactly.
You get a magician.
Might have a magician.
What's their website?
Scott does that. Have you done that cruise ship circuit over the years? You probably have. Or no?
Yeah, before I was married, that's what I did. And then I
There
was,
you go.
for 3 summers long, I was on Ocean Quest Cruise Lines. It was a scuba diving cruise line.
Right. I remember those.
Is that what we're talking about here?
No, there's a different one, but same kind of deal. Much longer.
And they dedicate their boats to making sure people on board have good diving locations when they stop.
I mean, they go to places that have water, so they, through this idea, like we're going to make diving available.
Part of the cost of the trip, you taking care of the ship, so you dive underneath it and scrape the barnacles.
That's incorrect.
No?
That's incorrect.
Okay.
Barry.
If one were to not make it the full 3 years, does that include a Viking funeral?
I believe so. I believe it does. They just chuck them off the side and
that's not a
continue
Viking
on.
funeral.
Die on board with the funeral. I like that.
They got to put you on a raft and light you on fire.
Well, that's
incentive, baby.
Godspeed.
I don't think they go to that much trouble. They just chuck you off the side.
They just chuck you over the
like
side.
a pirate.
Yeah.
That's one of your excursions.
It would
Maybe.
be the shark dive for the next day.
Okay.
That's right.
No, it's even better. Good idea.
See, Vinny's thinking.
Bill
Vinny's
will
still
be going
thinking.
on a super deep dive all by himself.
Exactly.
Okay.
A solo shot.
Wow.
All right.
Sounds like fun. I'm in.
Okay. Well, it's if you want to look it up, the company is Life at Sea Cruises. So
Life at Sea
feel
Cruises.
free
I'm
to
writing
check
it
it
down.
out, and then tell us how you like it. I don't know if I'd want to be on a boat that long.
Didn't
I'm
they have
guessing the
something like that?
clientele is going to be even a little older than our crew.
Is that
Didn't they have
possible?
something?
I know, hard to believe. Yeah.
Didn't they have something like that in the movie Waterworld? People were living on an old tanker.
I don't know, Barry.
Is that a James Cameron movie?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think
No,
so.
it's a Kevin Costner movie. Totally different. Didn't inspire me to do anything except ask for my money back. All right, more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, no, Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Take a look at it on the ocean floor. Just go down there, take your scuba gear and go down there. One of you would do that, I know.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ in the studio with me. We're going to the Florida Keys to go scuba diving. We're going to stop off at the History of Diving Museum, among other things. And I hear the weather is looking pretty good. I think we're going to have some good diving. And it's lobster season, but we're not going to do any lobster. You don't want to go catch some bugs. So we're just going to go down there and enjoy the sights.
That's right.
And we might do some. We've got a plan to dive with some folks that are doing some coral reef restoration down there. And I've seen many, I don't know, trees or coral trees or planting gardens. We saw some of them in the Turks and Caicos. Scott, the scuba magician, that they were actually on several of the dive sites. They had set up some coral tree nurseries.
Cool.
There in the Turks, which was kind of interesting to see.
Where are they doing the restoration in the Keys?
In the Keys.
Where?
In the Keys.
Which key?
In the water.
Exactly.
Oh.
Thank you, Scott.
I should have known.
Right. I mean,
see, Greg, was that so hard?
What do you mean? I don't know what you. Yeah, it was. But you should know. I answered your question. You kept asking again. You said, where are the keys? The keys in the water. Yeah, well, it's not like it's going to be out of the water. They're in the water, you big dummy. Anyway, we're going to do this and find out what it entails. I believe they're going to actually have us go dive a site, and maybe we can help them out a little bit, because they've been moving some of the coral farms in the Keys out to cooler water, because we've had some warm water temps that have affected some of the growth or something, I guess. I don't know. That's one of the rumors or the things that have been going on, and they want to protect the nurseries. And if the water's too warm, I guess it affects how, they're growing, or, they don't want them to bleach out or anything like that. So, I don't know. We'll see what we can uncover there down there.
Jimmy Buffett would be proud.
I think he would. I mean, that wasn't the plan. But this could be kind of a send-off.
A spiritual journey.
Right. Following the journey of Jimmy Buffett down to the
Coral
Florida
Reefer
Keys.
Band.
Right.
To redeem your soiled soul.
Why is it soiled?
Wow.
Yeah, but you'd have to go to Key West to Captain Tony's.
Why is that?
That's where Jimmy Buffett got his start.
Okay. Well, all right.
A real parrotfish head.
Evidently. Yeah, I'm not going that far. Sorry. If we're in the Keys, that's close enough.
You got to go to Robbie's, though.
No, we do not.
Oh, dear God.
Why do we have to do that? We've done it several times.
It's fun.
Yeah, well, it's fun. But it's not diving.
Food's good.
You got
Drinks
to
are
stop
great
and see
price.
Betsy.
Yeah, we've been there, done that. I'm figuring we're going to go down there and do some just scuba diving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go down for scuba diving so we
You
can.
got to have surface intervals.
Well, some, but we're trying to spend more time underwater if we can.
He makes a good point.
No, not really. Not really. But that's what the plan is. And then we'll be diving with our buddy Captain Slade as well, you know.
Scuba Radio.
That's right. People think
Scuba Radio.
Yeah, people think that's a joke with him.
No, he always does it.
He does it every time I call him.
Every time.
He picks up the phone. Scuba Radio.
But even in person, when you first see him, when you first get there, he's
exactly.
like, Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio. Right. It's just our buddy
He
Captain
loves
Slade.
the jingle.
He's a big fan, I think. He's never said. He's just performed it for years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a fan.
Okay. I
Not
think
of you.
No, correct.
He likes all the parts where you're not in it.
Yes, this is true. That is probably quite accurate. Now, where to next, though, gang? I mean, Casey, after you clean up from Hurricane Ida, or what is it? Idalia Onion.
Idalia. Yep.
That was close.
You got a bunch of mud.
You got a mess.
You had a bunch of mud washed up.
I was planning on going to the Keys. I had the gear packed and everything.
Well, you're right down the road there from Venice Beach, and I'm guessing this storm stirred up the shark teeth.
Well, that's true. We could hit Venice Beach. That'd be a quick and easy.
I bet it uncovered some major megalodon. I bet, you know what? I bet the divers have already been out there today at this point, you think? I mean, it's all calm and nice today, right?
Megalodon teeth lying in the street after this storm.
True. Well, it could be. But, I mean, it's nice over where you are today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. White clouds, blue sky, flat water.
But right after the storm,
Even cooler temperatures. It's only about 76 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably go out there and, they're looking for megalodon teeth and buried treasure. This is right after a big storm like that is when they're looking for that kind of stuff.
Somebody's finding some pirate gold somewhere.
You got a metal detector?
I have one, but it's not underwater.
Yeah. But you could go along the beach and try to score some stuff that then if you found it, then they'd say you can't keep it. State owns it.
The secret is once you find it, take it home, melt it into a small, indiscernible blob, and put it in your safe.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
and
you find it and not say
good.
nothing at all.
Yeah, that's not.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying
there.
That's
not proper protocol. You're supposed to cherish history and protect it.
Yeah,
well, that's why you put it in a glass casing.
Okay, but and then they confiscate it because you're not allowed to keep that stuff. There's all kinds of crazy rules and regulations. No more finders, keepers, losers, weepers
you got to
stuff.
call Mel down in the Keys because he's contracted the whole state of Florida.
Well, not the whole state of Florida.
The whole state of Florida around the coastline, so many miles out.
Really?
Got to go get a subcontract from him. And then he's made a deal with the state of Florida to pay taxes on whatever's recovered.
Well, I know that's the case for the Keys, but I don't think that applies to all the entire coast, does it?
I mean, the free state of Florida will take the gold you find.
Well,
if they can catch it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the overseas countries is fighting for it too, like Spain.
Yeah. So, I don't know. There's a lot of red tape. It's not
best to find your treasure and shut up.
That's right.
Well, that's I'm conflicted on that because I agree with the treasure hunters because this is a big fight between the treasure hunters and the state and feds and everything else.
Well, it's greed.
Well,
nothing but
that money's been
greed.
gone for how many years, and now you find it, but you can't have any.
Well, I mean, that's like Spain. I mean, how can Spain have a claim to it because they went and stole it from the Caribbean? So,
and our pirates stole it from them.
Yeah. Well, but the problem is the historical value of some of this stuff too, and early on, most of the treasure hunters are pretty responsible
now. It would have been historical if they hadn't have stole it.
Well, okay.
Honestly, Greg, of all the shipwrecks we know that have been recovered, the people we know recovered them, how much of that have you gone and seen in a historical sense?
Quite a bit down in Key West at the Mel Fisher Museum.
Key West, but All those other gold and diamonds and emeralds and chains, they're not ending up in museums.
No, they're not. And that's the argument for the side of the folks that want to preserve the historical artifact element of that whole thing. Because they accuse the treasure hunters of not doing their part. They're just doing it for the money, period, and don't care about any historical, evidence.
Cool.
And,
You buy it off me, and then you can put it in your
well, that may
museum.
be the case, but I'm just saying that's the argument for the other side.
when
I'm
the
not saying I
pirates
agree.
raided-
I'm just saying that's the
When
issue you got to
the pirates
deal with.
raided the ship, I don't think they were worried about historical mark. No.
Right, but you want to have the historical accuracy of the pirates. You want to have their history told right, too, don't you?
Nah, I just
You don't care? Okay. It's all about the money.
booty.
More coming up. Stay close.
The Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Snorkel shot! Snorkel shot! Snorkel shot!
Ever spend the weekend in the deep end? The water's fine, y'all, so just come on in to the deep end.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Of a dive bar. Of this dive bar. Talking about a dive bar.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master CJ in the studio with me. We're diving this week. You'll hear all about it next week on the big show as we head down to the Florida Keys to the History of Diving Museum, see our buddy Captain Slate. Go check out some coral reef restoration. Stop by the Gomez Hilton on the way down in Fort Lauderdale and hang with the dive god Neil Watson, Gamal DiMartini, his alter egos Julio and Gomez. Even Stuart Cove might be hanging with us. I hear he might be in the vicinity. So you never know who
He'll
might
be seen in public with us.
We should dive his resort.
We should go over to Nassau and go dive
wanted
with
to
Stuart.
see it.
Well, see, maybe we could do that.
Nassau might be a nice getaway for the team on the next go round.
Well, let's see. You guys are probably ruining it right now because if he hears this, he's going to go, oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Get a load of this piece of trash. So
give them the low rent rooms.
I think he'd
Yeah.
take
Maybe.
real good care of us myself. But
you
yeah.
think he would? Okay.
Greg,
Yeah.
what the heck?
I don't know. What do you think, Barry? What do you?
You wanted a weather report for this week.
No, I didn't ask for that.
No.
When did I
Yeah,
ask
you
for that?
did. You wanted to see what it was going to be like for this dive this week.
Well, okay, all right.
So no, it's going to be nice. Seas 2 to 3 feet and
Okay.
less. Very slight chance of rain
That's for the Florida Keys.
for Monday and Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd looked at that. Yeah.
I just seen Slate made a post 3 years ago, and he wanted to know where all the beers went to.
I saw that, yeah.
That's 2 days away, Jerry. Don't rain on our parade. How
Well,
dare you
you know.
poo-poo our diving plan?
Rain,
You know I love you,
Jerry,
buddy.
rain.
Yeah, these guys see. I think someone's jelly, CJ. Someone's jelly. Jerry.
You could retire that
Well,
word.
Hey, wait, we call
I got to work.
Jelly Jerry. Maybe that's what his name should be, really. Jelly Jerry.
Unfortunately, I got to work, so
Work, right.
Act like he's working.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll show up.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, we've done our due diligence and our jobs this week. So we're off to go scuba diving.
Yeah, man. I'm ahead for the next week. So
Yeah. So I'm already. I'm going to take my new reg from Next Dive Products out there again. Give it another run through. I've been diving. I dived it in a week in the Turks and Caicos. I loved it.
Is it din?
Is it? Excuse me?
Is it din?
No, it is not a din. I thought he said thin.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. No, it's not din. Why would I? I could have got a din.
Oh, we were
system.
talking about that earlier. That's why. That's all.
Oh, really? Why?
We were talking about that during the break, and
Yes.
I had brought up that I just brought my Atomic in for service. It said its 2-year mark.
Yeah.
And I said move it from yoke to din.
Yeah. You prefer the din units. or the
But,
DIN connection.
California, for whatever reason, here in California, just about everyone seems to be moving over to DIN. So
Really? Well, it is a tech thing. The tech divers definitely like DIN more, and the international folks like DIN more. What about in Portugal? Is that what you got over there, Arlindo? Is it DIN?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Yeah, we're
the only ones with the.
We're the
old-fashioned-
oddballs here in the USA. Yeah.
It's like we use Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Everybody else uses Celsius. Same
Right.
thing.
But on the liveaboard trip, I knew they had yokes. They could accommodate DIN as well, actually. But when they asked me what did I want to dive with, I said, well, just make it a yoke system because like when we run down to the Keys and Fort Lauderdale and stuff like that, that's what all the
I
dive
always
tanks
thought that the DIN systems were just because they used higher pressure bottles.
No.
Well,
It's a different
that's
connection.
Well, yeah.
Well, you're also in charge of your own O-ring. So if you're doing rental of tanks, you've got a fresh O-ring in there. That's one thing.
I always bring my own adapter, and I got the right one for my regulator, so I'm not worried. If I ever need it, I can put the adapter in.
right. Well, there you go. See, Vinny Two Tanks is not worried. We're worried about him, but that's a whole different issue.
No, I got my diving down.
He does. He's got his diving down. He does. But yeah, I don't know. The DIN system is supposedly a little bit more hardy. That I think it is. Isn't it rated for higher pressure? It can handle.
Less likely
Yeah.
for the
higher
regulator
pressure
to
system.
burst because it's covered. It's inside the
Yeah,
valve.
right. But
protection.
whatever you're used to, I think that's
But
really
the
what it
problem
comes
is,
down
I mean,
What?
you're only running 3,300 pounds, so you're safe either way you go.
Well, true, exactly.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
And once again, I think it kind of comes down to what you're used to.
All I know is I like nitrox better. That's all I know.
Okay, all right, but all right. Well, I'm glad we're getting that out there.
I think Vinny likes anything with gas.
Well, one day I got on a boat and I had some rental gear and I didn't realize it wasn't nitrox and I was actually starving for air. I go, wow, this must be regular air because it affected me the whole dive.
Wait,
Really?
what do you have in the house right now?
I'm talking
Special
about
air.
pressure underwater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but in the house, you have any gas being pumped in your house?
No.
No, he inhales
have
it
all
through a
that-
special.
My
What about when you go to
advice-
the dentist?
My advice to you: take a nitrox tank, just pop it out, just went psst,
Yep.
real slow.
Light
Just-
a match.
No, well, if you want to light a match, you can. It won't make any difference. But you could enrich your surrounding air there, make you feel like you're diving there, Vinny. No?
Well, he just needs to go get him one of those portable oxygen makers.
Yeah, the
No, I think-
concentrator,
I
and just
think
run it all
what
the
you do is
time.
Take a bunch of tanks out to your tiki hut and back and open an oxygen bar.
I don't have a tiki hut, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, get one.
Hey,
you have
Vinny?
lots of land.
Hey, Benny,
I could. It's all weeds though.
does the air that you're breathing right now does it make you feel bad?
Nope.
Oh, come
But
on.
he does
You're
need to
in
go out and
LA
cut some of
area
those
like I am. Of
weeds.
course it feels bad.
Wait, don't you
Right.
have air that's crunchy in
Well,
LA?
it rained last night, so it's actually pretty clean.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, you could say the same thing about Jerry or Barry too, and they're in a closed space by themselves and they're smelling their own gases.
Well, when I was in California last year,
Yeah.
before we went to Fiji, a lot of it smelled like either weed or urine.
What?
Yeah.
Get out.
I was like,
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Jerry
well,
was there. He remembers.
Well, so you're saying it's a left coast thing, huh?
Seems
Maybe.
like it.
Okay.
No.
No, what is it then?
It's just poor management of the city.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
I didn't mind the weed, but the urine I could do without.
Well,
yeah,
there's that.
You got to go somewhere.
That's not
Not on
urine,
the street.
CJ. That's just cheap weed.
Okay.
You haven't been downtown Miami then.
You don't have any of these problems in Portugal, I hope, right? Arlindo, please tell me. He knows when to be silent. Yes.
They're more refined over there, Greg.
Right. Well, as they should.
There are areas that smell differently, but I will not go into a lot of detail on that.
Well, that's why we go diving. We don't have to smell anything. We don't have to hear anything. We go underwater. We can avoid all that kind of nonsense.
If you do smell something underwater, it's a bad tank of air.
Yep.
Okay, we'll leave. Yeah, but that doesn't happen. And that's what CJ and I are going to do. We're going to go underwater to get away from you losers. It's like, I've had enough. Have you?
Yeah, I'm ready.
See?
Are we done yet?
No, we got to kill just 30 more seconds.
Okay.
And then we're off to the Florida Keys. And then next week you guys can listen in.
And suck it.
Losers.
Next time, give me more info, more time in
Yeah, give
between.
him a little heads
I could
up,
have made
Greg.
this.
No,
we run out of time.
No,
Vinny, this
that's
is
called
the
good
best he's
planning
ever
on
done
our part.
for planning.
No, I kid. If we didn't yank the chain of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, it'd mean we didn't care about them. We love them all. We do. Do we?
Yeah.
CJ,
Okay,
you're
all
driving
right.
with Greg. You might get lost.
Yeah, that'll be enough out of you. Just turn his mic off. All right, till next week when we're in the Florida Keys. Remember, it's always better. Where, gang? Come on.
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
Down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.